What is going on YouTube? I am back again shooting another video on my Chevy Colorado ZR2, but it has company today. It has a Chevy Silverado High Country, and this is my neighbor's truck. It's a 2024 as well, and I just want to give my opinion on versus, one size versus the other. Mid-size vehicle versus a full-size truck. He's had his vehicle probably about a month or so before I got mine. He's always been a Chevy guy and he absolutely loves it. So I want to give a quick overall view of my vehicle versus his and give you guys an idea of what my stance is on each one of these vehicles. So we're going to start off with the Silverado, and as you can see, it's just an absolutely gorgeous vehicle. It's got that 6.2L liter on this thing. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's the High Country edition again as well. Just look at the front grille on it. He's done some mods on his as well. He's blacked out that Chevy bow tie in the front of his. Again, he's got that front end camera, tow hooks at the bottom. Everything's chromed out. He's got new tires on this thing. He went and modified his tires, and as you can see with this, just look at those tires. He's got the skulls on those tires. I mean, it just looks menacing on those. I'm gonna get a closer up view so you can look at that. Just look how beautiful that looks. So he's definitely took his and made his own as well. He left some chrome on there. He didn't fully black it out, of course. He's got these steps that fold inward that come out when he's opening the door of the vehicle, and we'll do that later on in the video. He's got that Silverado badging strip that goes all the way around it. Again, this is another angle of those tires, and again, they look totally awesome. He's got 5% tint on his back windows. And again, just because he just don't like people to like look inside of his vehicle or be able to look inside of it, but it's definitely just looks killer. He took the chrome that's located here and he got it all blacked out. So again, this looks totally awesome. He did the same thing with the side view mirror caps. This was chrome as well. He got that blacked out. So I mean, he's done some really cool mods on his truck as well. We're gonna go to the back of it. He hasn't done too much to the back of it as far as with that, with mods. He did, again, do the same thing with the bow tie in the back. He got that totally blacked out. And he's got that nice tailgate that kind of folds out where you have an actual step. So he's got a monstrous size vehicle here. So you can really tell the size comparison versus my Chevy Colorado. So we're gonna switch over to my Colorado next, so you can get a different perspective. And again, you guys have seen mine in previous videos. That Chevy float tie blacked out. I went with the Rock Tricks wheels on here. Still the factory tires on mine, but again, I think with the Rock Tricks wheels, it still looks good on. And again, I won't do anything as far as going up until I can get on 35s when I raise this thing up another 2, maybe 3 inches. Blacked out the badging, the step rails. Again, I did tint. I left the factory tint in the back, and I did 20% match in the front. I just spoke with him, and again, he gave me another cool idea, which is black out the back limousine style like he did on his truck, and I think again we'll give it a cool look. Last video you guys see, I did do another mod on the third brake light up there, so that's blacked out now. Again, took the sticker off of that because I just didn't like it. This is a better look of that Chevrolet that I did in the back. Now it's totally blacked out. I took away that red outer trim that was on the other badging that I had back there. That's why I was with that stamped in look. And I actually do like the full Chevrolet name in the back versus the bow tie. I just think it's a better look. And again, the muffler, as far as having an exhaust tip, I got that aftermarket, again at AutoZone, and just going around the truck. So again, you can definitely see the size difference, especially I'm having to use a wider angle on my truck versus just a standard angle on the Silverado. And again, the size difference on these things is just massive. So we're going to take a look at the insides, and that's where you really get to see a big difference again as well, is the inside of these things. So hold on. Okay guys, so we're gonna take a look at the inside of the Chevy Silverado. So check this out. I really like this. The steps kind of fold out on this thing when you're stepping into it. So it gives it a really cool look. The interior of it, this is cool with the wood grain trim. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. And it's got that high country badge in there. It's got memory seats. So he's got some really cool features in this thing. And you can again see leather seats with the high country, you know, here on the headrest of the seats. You can see it's ventilated seats, so it's gonna come out really well. This is a huge vehicle. So these are some of the features you have in this thing, and I'm gonna kind of just hit the ignition switch down here so you can kind of see the difference in his versus mine. And again, the heads-up display here, it is absolutely beautiful as far as the instrument cluster. His screen is just absolutely gorgeous. He's got his own preferences and stuff on it. He's got, as every Chevy vehicle has, he has OnStar up there as far as that. He's got the sunroof. So he's got an absolutely gorgeous truck. I mean, it's absolutely just huge. He has some of the features here on his truck already as far as, you know, his phone, his collision. He's got his knobs down here as far as his lights and stuff. And that's where we'll see a big difference between mine and his, is that mine is actually on my screen here versus it being down here like it traditionally is. So to me, that makes a huge difference. I had a really good adjuster to that. But as you can see, he has his lane assist, his park, his auto start and stop, you know, which again I hate. He even have a button up here that lets down his tailgate. I mean, again, he just has a lot of cool features on this truck. And high country, if I'm not mistaken, is the highest, or one of the highest trims you can have. He has a button that I have similar on mine, where you can hit this button to push down all the windows on the truck. I don't know if his allow it to go back up, but I know mine, I have to do it manually on these switches down there, and that sometimes become a little headache. But I mean, how often do I have to do that? So not very often. So let me zoom back out real quick. Sorry about that. And again, just look at the trimming here. It just looks totally awesome. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful truck. Just the center headrest here, or the center console here, is just absolutely gorgeous with the stitching, cup holders, his gear shift down here. He does have a nice space if he as far as cargo space in here, if he wants to add things there. I have something similar on mine, but it's hidden behind the screen here, which makes it a little difficult at times. And then you get here, you got additional storage here on it. So again, as you can see, he's got the really nice upgraded package on this thing. So it just looks absolutely stunning. Now we're in the back of the high country, and again, just a lot of headroom that you're going to see back here. Just absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I didn't think that they went all out like this, but just look at this. Just look at these little secret compartments you have on the rear seating back here that kind of go in. Of course, it has a center portion here for additional cup holders. There's an armrest, I guess, if the passengers in the back need it. I mean, the seats back here are just absolutely comfortable. Again, it's got fittings on both sides. It has heated seats back here for your back passengers and stuff like that. He's got the floor mats that came with it, I think he told me. And again, really nice on the wood grain trimming here. So he's really got some really cool features. And again, because it's so high to get up in here and he has small kids, he's got these on here where they can get in there and pull themselves up in the truck if needed to. So with some really cool feature on the truck. So next up, we're gonna go by my ZR2 and kind of take a look at that, okay? All right, so now we're gonna get into my ZR2. We can see some huge differences in here. Definitely size. That's without even saying anything. The size on this is different. Now I have a totally different package. I got mine straight off the lot. I didn't have to pre-order it. I didn't get to make any, you know, specifications or anything that I want on the truck. This is how my truck came when I went and traded in my 2024 Toyota Tacoma that I just wanted to get rid of because I just didn't like the truck. And they gave me such a sweet deal on it because someone else wanted to purchase it. So they gave me just above the value of it. So I immediately went over to Chevy because I didn't want another Toyota. So I didn't want to go through that headache. But that's for another day. But I don't have, you know, memory seats on this thing. It just have your lock and unlock on here. the standard features here. It do have the green or yellowish kind of neon, trim here on the truck. Cup holders, a little compartment there for storage. Like I was saying before, it's totally different here. If you notice, he had all of his headlights, parking lights, fog lights, controls and stuff down there, which I don't. And again, it's just a smaller vehicle. And I'll step inside of this thing real quick. Steering wheel on it is pretty basic. But again, I really like the truck. So I don't really have too many qualms about it. But I'm just turning the thing on, and you can kind of look at the size of my I really enjoy this vehicle. I think it's totally awesome. But just look at the instrument cluster versus his. It's just totally different. Down to the gear shifts, things like that. I do have this, which is cool, where I can go back and forth between and I'll cut the truck on so you can kind of see that. I can go kind of in between here, so you can see I have Baja mode, I have normal, all these different things that I can do here on the truck, which is pretty cool. I actually like it, but off-road mode, but I stay in normal mode for the most part. And again, I also have lane assist, stuff like that on the truck. I do not have heated steering wheel. He has heated steering wheel on his. I don't have it on mine. His steering wheel adjustment, mine is manual, and it's down in this area right here. His is actually controlled by a switch where he can adjust the steering wheel as needed, as far as moving it inward and outward, upward, downward, however way he wants. Down here, I'm gonna kind of shade it a little bit. Again, I have the front and rear, which is cool. I have the on and off, which I hate that switch. I always turn it off as soon as I get into the truck. Again, lane assist. And again, this is the button I talked about before that we both share here, which is the button that rolls down all the windows, which again is a cool, okay feature. But is it something I use all the time? No. And again, it's because it's cool to be able to roll them all down at one time, but I can't roll them all the way back up. Up top, again, I have the OnStar, but again, he actually can see things. He actually has a camera in here where he can actually see what's going on in back of him at all times. So it's a camera that's posted back there that he can look back there and see someone from the camera perspective of who's telling them to close or what's going on behind them, which is really cool. I do have a sunroof in mine, as well as he has over at the point of his high country. The seats over here are pretty comfortable. I really like and I enjoy the seats over here. I'm gonna turn the truck off and kind of go to the other side, on the passenger side, because there's something in there that bothered me after I purchased the truck, because I was so excited about getting this thing, because I really like the Chevy Colorado. As you can see here, I have power seats. Let me switch over. Okay guys, now I'm over on the front passenger seat. Notice anything? No power seats in the front. Everything as far as the passenger is manual. You have to do it down here as far as move the seat back and forth. They do have, again, an additional manual lever here that you can move the seat upward or backward as far as this portion of the seat. I was actually pretty shocked on a $52,000 vehicle that didn't come like this, and some other things standard on here. But again, that's for another video about what I like and dislike about my Chevy Colorado. I do absolutely love the camo in here. I think that this gives it a really nice touch. But again, just the size comparison is what this video is really about. Just look how big the high country is versus this, or any Silverado. It's just two totally different things. We're gonna move to the back really quickly before ending the video. And again, this is how often people are in my vehicle, because this is pretty much my vehicle that I kind of do little small things on myself on weekends. I still have plastic from when they took it off the truck, because this thing basically came off the truck as I was coming into the dealership, and I saw it and I'm like, okay, I gotta have it. It had basically 0 miles on it, and I just noticed this, so I'm peeling stuff off still, as I find it. Yeah, guys, the backseat area is not very big, but it works for me. Um, like I said, my kids are rarely in here. Most of the time I just drop off from school or pick up from school or sports events, like I said, with my daughter with Taekwondo. I don't have that funky pull out here. Now that I have the additional armrest or with the cup holders there. I do have a sliding window in the back. Like I said, adults can fit pretty comfortably, as long as the person that's sitting up front isn't extremely tall or anything like that. The handles for mine is here on the truck versus down here where you saw on the Silverado. So just some small differences, but some major differences definitely when you talk about size of the vehicles. Okay guys, so what do you think? I really like both trucks. I think both trucks have some really good qualities that would, make buyers interested in coming out and to a Chevy dealership and viewing one of these, test driving and so on, one of these vehicles. Like I said, the Silverado he has is a really, really beautiful truck. I think it's absolutely cool. It's amazing. Again, he's done some mods on it, and it looks like from our conversation we had earlier, he's going to be doing some more mods. As far as on my truck, I don't have very many more that I'm thinking about doing other than that skid plate up front, and like I said, the 2 to 3 inch lift down the line. But I think both trucks are cool looking trucks. Both trucks are absolutely gorgeous. So tell me what you think. Which one do you prefer? A full-size vehicle versus a mid-size vehicle? I personally have had both. I've had a full-size vehicle for an extremely long time when I was an F-150 guy. But I can't say enough how much I'm enjoying my Colorado. I really love the way it looks, the way it performs, the way it handles. It easily fits inside of my garage. Of course, I get better gas mileage than what I expected on it. I know my sticker said 17. I'm actually getting closer to 20. That tells you I don't really have a lead foot. I know on the full-size vehicles, you're at a gas station all the time. So I'm saving a little money there, but I'm also losing some space. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.